Well, hi, friends. Doc South here, and just another tale of my trip with my oldest granddaughter Sadie to go out to L.A. and visit my son Burgess, his wife Claudia, and their new baby, my youngest granddaughter Dora. It was a great trip, had a ball, but boy, about right towards the end of our stay, a problem developed. Oh, a problem developed. My well, first off, one morning, my son comes over and says, "Dad, we're going to the store." I said, "Well, what store?" He says, "Well, we're going to the mall." I said, "Okay, uh, we're going to do some clothes shopping." I said, "Oh, that's nice. You're getting Sadie some clothes. Oh, that's nice." And he says, "No, we're getting you some clothes. You need clothes." He says, "I don't want to hear it." And this is my son talking to me. He's saying, "I don't want to hear any guff." He says, "If we have to drag you into Penny's, well, too bad. You're coming. You're coming with us. Sadie, grab him. Get his wallet." Okay, he can't run far without his wallet. Well, they didn't have to do that. I said, "Okay, my hands are up. I'll go." What do I really, I don't need anything. I've got perfectly good clothes. Dad, you look like a scarecrow. Look at you. Oh my God, you need better clothes than this. And he says, frankly, my Claudia said, if I don't get you some clothes, there's no sense my coming home till I do, till you are better dressed. And he said, "So guess what?" I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah. So you're not." He says, "Come on, let's go in the car." And so we go to, we go to the store, and I said, "Well, about all I need is a pair of dungarees." He said, "No, you're getting fine. Get some dungarees. I want you to get maybe some dungaree slacks. Maybe a different color than blue." I said, "Well, all right." And he says, "Now you need some shirts." I got some shirts, so I had to get some shirts. Oh my God, he says, "Look at your shoes. Claudia's going to kill me if I don't. You've got to get some shoes." I said, "But I don't really need good shoes. I work in a supermarket." He says, "Well, get some good looking shoes for working in a supermarket, for crying out loud." I said, "Well, they got to be steel tipped." He says, "Okay, so." I said, "Well, all right." Anyway, so they got me all these clothes, and then now that I think about it, I'm kind of tickled. They did. I gotta say, they do look nice. It's I it's nice to have clothes that aren't all stained and wrinkled and missing buttons and stuff, I guess. And they went and got they look. Burge looks at Sadie and says, "Sadie, Claudia told me to get you some stuff too." Well, that's all Sadie had to hear. She was tickled pink. Okay. So Sadie's marching around the store finding this and that for herself, and I guess long story short, we went over to for supper at Claudia parents' house, her parents' house, and I showed them all the stuff I got, and like I said, I'm very grateful. But they did pretty much have to drag me in by my feet. Security was alerted to just I guess they called ahead and said there may be a guy kicking and screaming as we pull him into the men's clothing department. Security was told to just turn their backs on me and not listen to my pleas for mercy. And like I said, when it was all done, I got to admit it did look kind of. I felt like I looked pretty darn good, tell you the truth. So, but now to add to this though. Sadie evidently got a whole bunch of, I guess, hand-me-downs from Claudia. They must have been roughly the same size when Claudia was younger. She was roughly the same size as Sadie. And plus, Claudia works in the the costume industry in Hollywood. And I'm not so I know Sadie went to work with her one day and all of a sudden had all these clothes. Now, this may have been hand me downs from Claudia. I don't know. Maybe they got a thrift shop at the costume place. I don't know. But long story short, I had all this. I had this mound of clothes on my bed. I had a mound of clothes. There was a mound of even bigger mound of clothes on Sadie's bed back at the room. And I said, Sadie, we got to get this stuff into suitcases. She says, well, yeah, pop up, what, 2 or 3 suitcases might do. I said, we can't go out and buy luggage. My God, this has got to, we got to figure something out. Well, it turns out, I said, wait a minute, I know, I will do what, what Sandy did for me when I was packing to come here to get ready. I said, I only had like 2 or 3 things in my suitcase and it was already full. Sandy informed me that I was going to need more than one pair of underwear and one pair of socks. And I said, yeah, but there's no room. Sandy says, and here's what Grandma did, Sage. She showed me how to fold everything really good and tight. Okay, all you can take a pair of socks and roll them in real tight. Underwear you can fold it over, roll it in real tight. And I said, you'd be surprised. I had room left over. And I said, we got one suitcase, an old suitcase from again Claudia's family. And I said, we should be able, let me just show you how it all works. And I rolled up my dungarees real tight. I said, look, hardly takes up, it's not even any bigger than a coffee can. Now you try it with what you got. So Sadie starts rolling it up. Long story short, she had a fairly good sized suitcase, but just one, and everything fit. It was great. She didn't have to throw anything out, and she was very tickled. And she says, my God, she says, she actually, Sadie said, we got to hand it to Grandma, meaning Sandy. And yeah. I said, now that I think about it, Sadie, this was what they taught us in the Navy. We had to learn how to fold. I'd forgotten all about it. We had to learn how to fold our clothes all real tight so it would fit. All our stuff would fit in a little locker, and a little shelf, because there was no room for big, vast amounts of clothes all over the place where, if you were on a ship. Sadie says, well, that makes sense. She says, doggone, I like this idea. So it was kind of fun to see Sadie kind of, learning something new. It was and also I think it was kind of good for the clothes. They didn't bounce around in the luggage and all that. Except I got to admit, the suitcase didn't look like that big a suitcase till you went to lift it. And then I think you needed a forklift. Forklift over here, please. I know we were watching them load the luggage into the plane. That one big suitcase, had to go down in the hold, with the watermelons and stuff, or the cantaloupes they're sending east. And the plane, I noticed, the pilot kind of looked at it and told the guys to put Sadie's suitcase in the middle of the fuselage so the plane didn't bank off to starboard or port. And long story short, we got there, and it was an eye opener. Yeah, it's really it's really a very good idea to get all the air out of your clothing. Just fold it up good and tight. You'd be surprised how much stuff you can lug. Huh? Yeah, I know. Anyway, I got to hand it to. I got to send kudos out to Sandy. Let's see, Chief Hoppy, my boot camp chief, and of course Claudia. She said too, you guys got the right idea. Fold it tight, no air pockets, and it worked out nicely. Anyway, I just thought I'd say, if you're planning a trip, good advice. Yeah, okay, yeah. So there you go. Saves you money on baggage. Oh my gosh, yes. I'll see you later, friends. Godspeed. Bye now.